A solid 3-2 day yesterday. We move on to the next slate. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Marquee Picks. And today I got the NBA player props for you for Saturday, January 17th. I got 5 more plays lined up for you guys covering today's action. If you guys want some more plays for today, go check out my NFL player props for today's NFL divisional round playoff action. I got 4 props posted there for the NFL game. So if you guys want more free props for today, go check out that video. I'll link it down in the description below, or go find it on the channel. Pretty easy to find. So let's go ahead and recap yesterday's NBA action on the 5 props that I posted yesterday. We went 3-2, cooled off a little bit from yesterday's good day, and the Discord props also cooled off. Finally, we were 3-0, we've hit the Discord 2 props for 3 straight days. It finally cooled off yesterday. We went 1-1 on the free Discord 2 props with Russell Westbrook and James Harden. But recapping the YouTube props here, kicking it off here with Colin Murray Boyles, under 21.5 PRA. He was really under this line this whole second half. I believe he had like 12 PRA at halftime. He didn't really do much in that second half. And this was a game that also went to overtime, and Boyles still wasn't able to go over this line. I don't think he really played that much in overtime. I think he played a couple minutes, but still, a game that goes to overtime and you have an under on a prop, you're probably not going to be looking good. But we were here. We were able to come through here on the under. And then Keyshawn George, over 9.5 rebounds and assists. This line did jump up to 10.5. And, I thought that was a great value getting at 9.5. This was not a great first half from him. I think he only had like 4 rebounds and assists in that first half. And he honestly missed out on at least one easy assist. I was watching this game. He had an open fast break here. It was a 3-on-1 fast break. And Keyshawn George had the ball. You figure he's going to get an easy assist here. He does a behind-the-back pass to Sarr, and Sarr fumbles it out of bounds. It was ridiculous. I was like, okay, Keyshawn George probably is going to get to this number. But he was able to. He got to 11 there. He had a really big fourth quarter there, but he went on a really big rebounding spree. Finished with 8 rebounds, 3 assists. That was definitely the way to go, the combined stat here, just because he's that kind of guy that gets, around 5 to 6 rebounds and assists a game. In some games, it varies differently. Sometimes, like in this game, he only gets 3 assists, but he has a big rebounding day. So that's why I took the combo stat here for George. I thought it was a great spot for him, and it definitely was. And then Julius Randle, under 13.5 rebounds and assists. I mean, man, we smashed this one with relative ease. We had him on 13.5 rebounds and assists. This line actually did jump down to, I believe, 11 at one point during the day before it jumped back up to 12.5. So this line was definitely overpriced at 13.5, getting it right as they released it. I was all over it, and it showed why here. Like I said, why I didn't take his PRA line. He finished with 39 points in this game. And I told you guys why I didn't want to go with the PRA in this game was because of that reason, because there's no Anthony Edwards out there. Randall's going to be the guy that takes up all the shots in that game. While my projection actually had him to go under his PRA, I think that the rebounds and assist category was the better route, and it definitely was here because of the Randall. He really was, he was the offensive guy. I mean, he went 14 for 25 from the field, took 25 shots. He was really the guy on offense shooting all those shots. So, yeah, I'm really glad we went with the rebounds and assist category, not the PRA line. So, Trey Jones, this one here is going to be annoying. We had him under 9.5 rebounds and assists. He finished with 10. And he got the last assist to go over this line in the final minute and a half of this game. And there was a lot of fluky stuff that happened during this game when he got those rebounds that he should not have been getting. Lots of weird bounces. And he came up with like 2 or 3 rebounds that probably shouldn't have been. But, that's normal flow of the basketball. Sometimes the ball just bounces your way. You get credited with a rebound. So, very frustrating. We should have got there. Although it wasn't looking good early. He had 6 rebounds and assists at halftime. So, this was a guy that usually gets a majority of his stats through assists. So he had 5 assists. He finished with 5 assists. Got 5 rebounds. That's a little bit more than what he usually gets. He usually gets around 3 rebounds. He was able to have a bigger rebounding day and ultimately went over this line. But it was right there. We were right there with it. Projection was pretty strong. We had him at 9, I believe. So we were just one off there. Unfortunate. Donovan Mitchell, this one is just confusing to me. You guys can see the stat line down there. He finished with 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 12 assists. He only took 13 shots in this game. He went 4 for 13. I mean, it's not the greatest percentage, but still, he went 4 for 7 from three-point range. That's pretty solid. Over 50% from three-point range. He just didn't make any field goals inside the arc in this entire game. He went 4 for 13 from the field. Those 4 field goals were from the three-point line. You know, when Mitchell's hitting the three balls like that, you would figure he's going to be well on his way to going over for points. Just wasn't in this game. Now, the 76ers played defense very strangely on Mitchell in this game. They doubled him a lot, especially in that first half. And even in that third quarter, they were getting the ball out of his hands very, very quick off that pick and roll. That explains why he has 12 assists, because of that reason. He had so many assist opportunities because the 76ers were playing defense. They were just leaving guys wide open, like Jalen Tyson. Jalen Tyson went for damn 40 points in this game. Insanity. But the 76ers kept on double-teaming Mitchell. They were like, we're going to stick to this strategy. We're not going to let Mitchell score the points. I don't care if Jalen Tyson, some random, is beating us. You know, we're not going to let Mitchell beat us. It's one of those. Unfortunate. We probably should have took his rebounds and assist category. That would have went well over. Just wasn't able to go over his points. Very, very strange game in general. But I did come through here on this middle slip here. I put the 3 picks from the late games. We put Keyshawn George over 10.5 rebounds. So I actually put him in there even though his line did jump. I was that confident, even though it was close. Russell Westbrook over 27.5 PRA. He smashed that with 34. That was another Discord free prop that I posted yesterday. And then Julius Randle under 12.5 assists and rebounds. Cashed out the 3-pick slip. So a very strong day from my end in terms of, you know, the slips that I split up with these picks. So very happy with how everything turned out yesterday. Hopefully you guys turned out really well yesterday as well, depending on the slips that you guys played. But we're looking to jump back into the NBA player props for today. I got 5 more plays lined up. So let's go ahead and jump right into the plays for today. So first player prop of the day is going to be Bryce Sensabaugh under 24.5 PRA. First matchup here of the day, tipping off at 5 o'clock p.m. EST. We got the Jazz taking on the Mavericks here. Mavericks are 4.5-point favorites, 242.5-point total. So right off the bat here, we got some injury news to talk about for the Utah Jazz. We got no Lauri Markkanen for this game. So that's a pretty big impact here for Bryce Sensabaugh. He's going to play some more minutes than usual. He should see around 28 to 29 minutes in this game. Maybe you'll see 30. There's a chance that he, you know, depending on how he plays, he won't play as much. So this is one of those I'm taking the under here on a guy that he has been on a tear recently. You guys can see over his last, 4 games, he's been smashing his line. So he has been on a heater in terms of his shot. He's playing more minutes. He's stepping up where his team needs him. But I just think this is a spot here where the Mavericks, they do play pretty good defense on shooting guard, small forward positions. They got some nice wing defenders. So I think this is going to be a tough spot for Sensabaugh when it comes to scoring the ball in this game. I understand it. He has been on a heater recently. But this is me looking for him to struggle a little bit. He has been playing well recently, but I think he's due to struggle a little bit in this game. He's also not a guy that racks up a ton of rebounds and assists either. So I feel like getting this at 24.5 is actually better than just taking his points under, because I believe his points under is at 18.5. But he's not really the biggest rebounds and assists guy. So I think we're getting a bigger cushion because I just don't really see him getting too many rebounds and assists in this game. So I think the PRA stat here is a good value here. My projection actually does have him to go pretty well under. You see a 16.8 is projection. But I also have him projected, I believe, to play like 25 minutes. So there's at least a couple more minutes involved. I think he will see at least 28 to 30 minutes. So he'll probably get projected around, in the 20s, I would say, once those get updated. But when I ran my projections earlier for these picks today, I had him at like 25 minutes. I'm sure that'll get adjusted in the morning, afternoon time. But 16.8 is the projection right now. I'm going to lock in the under here for Bryce Sensabaugh. Jumping to pick number 2. We got Derek White under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Got him projected at 10.4. So we get the Celtics taking on the Hawks. Celtics are 3.5-point favorites, 228.5-point total. So again, right off the bat here, we're going to be talking about the injury situation for the Celtics. Some big injury news as well. There is no Peyton Pritchard for this game. He is listed as doubtful. Likely will be out. So taking Peyton Pritchard off the floor, Derek White should have the ball in his hands a little bit more in this game. But they do have Jaylen Brown out there as well, who is also like one of the highest usage guys in the NBA. So Jaylen Brown, he's likely going to be the primary ball handler, I would say. So when it comes to assist upside for Derek White, he may have the ball in his hands a little bit more, but I just don't see him getting the assists like crazy in this game. He'll probably be average assists. He probably gets around 5 or 6 assists, probably gets around 4 or 5 rebounds. So I just don't know if he's going to get enough to get over 11.5. I think 11.5 is a little bit too much. Even with Peyton Pritchard being off the floor, I mean, he maybe gets a little bit more assist opportunities, but I just don't know if they're going to be there. So I think 11.5 under is solid. You guys can see on the year, he's also gone under this line in 29 out of 39 games this year. So yeah, I mean, I'm logging in the under here. I think it's a great value. I think this line's just too high for this kind of game. I really do. So, I mean, I think Jaylen Brown, he's going to have the ball in his hands a little bit more. I think Jaylen Brown will be the guy that's facilitating the offense. I think Derek White will be playing off the ball a little bit more. So I think Derek White has a little bit more scoring upside in this game. So that's why I didn't lock in his PRA, because I think Derek White can be a little bit more of a scorer in this game, not so much in the rebounding and assisting category. Because this Hawks, on the other side of this game, they do have some guys that can rebound. Jalen Johnson can rack up rebounds in a hurry. Kongwu's a solid rebounder. Dyson Daniels is questionable for this game, so that's a little concerning for the Hawks side of things, because he is also a guy that could play elite defense and also rebound pretty well as a little bit of a boost. So I do hope Dyson Daniels plays, because that's another guy out there fighting for rebounds. So hopefully he does play. He's currently listed as questionable. So we'll see how that plays out. I do think 11.5 is a little bit too high, so I do like Derek White to go under 11.5 rebounds and assists. Trying to pick number 3. We got Jamal Murray under 42.5 PRA. Got him at 37.1. So this is a very disgusting pick. I know what you guys are probably thinking right off the bat here. So we got the Wizards taking on the Nuggets. Nuggets are 13.5 point favorites, 232.5 point total. So this is probably the first time on the channel that we've taken an under on a guy facing the Washington Wizards. So this is me playing the blowout narrative. I don't see Jamal Murray playing 4 quarters in this game. I think this is a game where the Nuggets win by 20, 30 points. So if I'm going to play that narrative, I don't think Jamal Murray sees the 4th quarter. And if he doesn't see the 4th quarter, he shouldn't get over this line. I mean, there's a chance that he could, depending on how crazy he's scoring, because this Wizards team, you guys know, I talk about it pretty much every video. Every slate that the Wizards play, I'm usually targeting somebody against them to go over. Works out very, very well. But in this spot here, take Jamal Murray under his PRA. And you guys can see on screen, he's gone under in 25 out of 37 games this year. Now, over his last 10, he's doing it a lot more. He's gone over a little bit more because no Jokic in there. Enough said there. But yeah, I'm playing the blowout narrative here. I don't hate it if you guys don't love this pick. I don't love it, actually, just because we got to take an under on a guy versus the Wizards. This is not a recipe for success. But we're playing the blowout risk here because this Wizards team is on a back-to-back situation. They just played last night in Sacramento in a pretty competitive game as well. And they're also missing some guys. No Chris Middleton, no Bilal Coulibaly. No Trae Young yet. I don't know if Trae Young's going to play this year. This is a hurting Wizards team right now. This is not going to be a good situation for them coming into Denver here. Denver should roll away with this game. If Jamal Murray wants to go off in the first half, fine. Let him go. I actually want Jamal Murray to do good to build up the Nuggets lead so he doesn't play the 4th quarter. So that's the narrative we're playing here for this pick. We're going to be rooting for Jamal Murray to put the Wizards away. If this game stays competitive, we're likely going to be screwed on the under. So it's one of those, playing the blowout risk. Hopefully we're on the right side of it. And my projection also has them to go under as well. Usually everybody projects over versus the Wizards. This one's projecting under, so I'm going to rock with it. See how it plays out. Jumping to pick number 4. We got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 41.5 PRA. Got him at 46.1. Got the Thunder taking on the Heat here. Should be a very competitive matchup in my opinion. The Thunder are 9.5 point favorites. 234.5 point total. So there is a little bit of blowout risk involved here because the Thunder do tend to blow teams out. Especially near the end of games, and Shai usually doesn't play sometimes in the 4th quarter. I've had that happen a couple times this year where Shai doesn't get his stats in the 4th quarter because it's a blowout. They don't bring him back in. But I do think this game is going to be competitive. This game is being played in Miami. It's the Thunder and the Heat here. 2 teams that I can see going out there and putting on a show. I think this could be a very good game to watch. I think it could be very high scoring. And in terms of matchup purposes, the Heat are like one of the worst teams in guarding point guards this year. So I do like Shea's rebound and assist upside as well. I think he can definitely go for like a 5-5 game at least, at the very minimum. He could honestly go for a double-double type of game as well. So this is a game where I think Shea could get around 30 points and, maybe get 5-5. So that's 40 right there. And he can honestly go over any kind of way in any one of those stats as well. So I think Shea's in for an absolute doozy of a game here. I really like Shea a lot here today. And, how can you not like Shea? He's one of the best players in the league. So really do like that pick. But before I get to the last pick for you guys, real quick, drop a like on this video. Really do appreciate you guys. You guys have been killing these videos over the last, really 2 weeks. You guys have been really showing a lot of support in these videos, getting these likes. Keep on smashing the like button. Only take a second to do. Really do appreciate you guys a lot. Also, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Really do appreciate that as well. Only take a second to do. Get free picks every single day here on the channel. So take a second to do that. Really do appreciate it. So jumping into the last pick for you guys, it's going to be Miles Bridges over 26.5 PRA. Got him at 29.8. So here we go again, Miles Bridges. We've been taking him a lot recently. I think it's our third time taking him in like the last 2 weeks. So we got the Hornets taking on the Warriors here. Warriors are 6.5 point favorites, 233.5 point total. And yeah, I'm going right back so well here with Miles Bridges. I'm taking his PRA this time. I think we just took him a couple days ago on his points over, and he smashed his points in that first half of that game. I think 2 days ago he took Miles Bridges over his 16.5 points. He got 17 points in that first half. I think he was like perfect from the field shooting. He went 8 for 8, 3 for 3 from 3-point range in that first half. So he was on a absolute tear in that game. And this is a spot here where I like the matchup even more than he was just a couple nights ago. This is a Warriors team that gives up a ton of points at the rim, in the paint, in the mid-range as well. They don't really give up that many three-pointers. So I don't know if Miles Bridges is going to have the best three-point shooting game in this game. I do expect him to hit at least 1 or 2 three-pointers. But I think a majority of his points are going to come inside, just like it was against the Lakers. He should get to the free throw line a few times as well. So, and I also like his rebounds and assist upside. So I think the upside for Miles Bridges is really good in this game. Even though the Hornets are pretty much healthy, they got LaMelo Ball back and Brandon Miller back now. So that's why these lines on Miles Bridges have been a little bit lower than we've seen him, earlier this year. But he's gone over his line in 28 out of 40 games this year. So the trend's upward. My projection has him to go over. We've been taking them, over the last couple weeks. They've been hitting pretty consistently. We're going right back to here once again. Should be a very competitive matchup and a really favorable matchup as well for the Hornets and Miles Bridges here. So that's the NBA player props I got for you guys today. 5 more props for you guys. If you guys liked it, smash the like button if you haven't already. We do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Also, join the free Discord. Want more free picks for today? I drop free picks, extra bonus picks in there every single day as well. So if you guys want extra props for today, join the free Discord. Get access to those free props that I post in there. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.